The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
The Jets are being urged to sign a former Pro Bowl wide receiver, Amari Cooper, to the Jets. We'll talk about that and more. It's the Jake Asman Show, and it starts right now.
Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby. We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Brees Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go, show number 2 on the day. Before we get into today's topic involving Amari Cooper to the New York Jets, a little programming announcement. Joe Beningo will join me tomorrow morning for a State of the Jets, and we'll talk plenty about the Knicks and the Pacers with Joe B. So Beningo's return to the show, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. That's Tuesday, tomorrow, May 20th. So a little Joe B to get you set for Knicks Pacers and talk about the latest with the Jets. Also, OTAs underway this week for the New York Jets, and the Jets have officially announced which day and what time the media can actually be at practice and check things out. It will be this upcoming Wednesday that the media will be allowed to cover Jets minicamp, and not minicamp, Jets OTAs. There's OTAs this week. There's OTAs the following week. There's OTAs the week after that. Then there's a, quote, mandatory minicamp in what will be, sometime in June. I have the exact dates in front of me here. But the key and the pertinent information is the media will be allowed at practice this Wednesday, and Aaron Glenn will speak with the media at 2 p.m. on Wednesday. Robbie Sabo is going to be there, so we will be joined by Robbie for some practice observations when he gets done from being at the Jet facility. So Beningo tomorrow, Sabo on Wednesday after practice as we look ahead to some programming notes this week. As far as the state of the Jets, I was reading a story on ESPN.com, and Matthew Bowen, longtime ESPN writer, put together a list of the top free agents remaining and which team is the best fit for that respective free agent. And the best fit for wide receiver Amari Cooper, the New York Jets. Quote, there's a need for competition in the Jets wide receiver room opposite of number one option Garrett Wilson. With Allen Lazard and Josh Reynolds next on the depth chart, Cooper could come in and fight for work. Yes, the 30-year-old is showing signs of decline on tape, but he is still a detailed route runner who can uncover. He could be a solid target for quarterback Justin Fields on play-action concepts, getting open on deep in-breakers. In 14 games with the Browns and Bills last season, Cooper caught 44 passes for 547 yards and 4 touchdowns in 9 full seasons. He has topped the 1,000-yard receiving mark 7 times and caught 64 career touchdown passes. If you've been watching the show, I have been saying for weeks, I've been saying for months that I think the New York Jets should look to add another veteran wide receiver. I'm not fully convinced Allen Lazard is going to be on this team. I don't love that right now it's Garrett Wilson and a bunch of question marks. Josh Reynolds is obviously a notable signing, if we want to call it that, just based on the lack of any other signing at that position. But I don't think he's someone that you just pencil in and go, yep, he's the number 2 next to Garrett Wilson. I would take a flyer on a 1-year deal for Amari Cooper. There's really no such thing as a bad 1-year contract. Amari Cooper was not good last year, but he also got traded in the middle of the year. And I'm willing to bet that, you know what? He still has enough left in the tank to be the second best receiver on this team. The Jets have plenty of cap money to sign him. I mean, over the cap has the Jets with $25 million to spend. I mean, Amari Cooper last year, 44 catches, 547 yards. Go combine the stat total for the Jet receivers last year, not named Garrett Wilson. And you'll see it ain't great. So I would take a chance on Amari Cooper if I'm the Jets. Now, I wanted another veteran wide receiver that's out there. Keenan Allen, to me, would make sense. And once again, this is not going to cost you a ton, and it gives you an opportunity to at least just add more depth to that room. I mean, if Alan Lazard gets traded to Pittsburgh, no one's going to be surprised if Aaron Rodgers signs there, right? I mean, ultimately, I don't see the downside in this move. And look, we know the Jets don't want to sign players who are over the age of 30. Cooper is 30 on the dot. They did sign Reynolds, who's 30. If you told me the receiver room is Garrett, Cooper, and Reynolds, I could live with that, with Mason Taylor playing a big role at tight end, Breece Hall in this offense being run-oriented with Fields at quarterback. You'd feel better about the room, because right now you look at the depth chart, you're one Garrett Wilson like sprained ankle away from having probably the worst wide receiver room in the NFL if Garrett's not in there. And look, Garrett's been incredibly durable, and obviously I'm not saying he's going to get hurt, but injuries happen. You know, after Garrett Wilson, we're talking about Tyler Johnson, who's done nothing in this league, Arian Smith, who's a rookie, Malachi Corley, who's a giant what-if. His spot on the team is not even necessarily guaranteed. I just don't love the room right now. I think they're a receiver short, and I understand why national outlets like this article here from ESPN is connecting Cooper to the Jets. To me, it makes sense. He started in 2 less games with the Bills than he did with the Browns last year. But he had 47 more receiving yards and the same amount of touchdowns with Buffalo. And he did this with 20 less targets. Now, I get it. He basically got benched at the end of last year, but maybe he wasn't a good fit. Maybe this guy with a real opportunity to get on the same page with his quarterback in OTAs and minicamp and training camp, maybe this is a guy that could help Justin Fields. I'd take the chance. I'd take the chance on him. I'd take the chance on Keenan Allen. I say all that knowing that they're probably not going to do this. I think internally they feel better about their receivers than we do. And maybe they're counting on Malachi Corley. Maybe they think Josh Reynolds has a lot more left in the tank than most of us do. I don't know. I'm not there. But I don't think this is going to cost you a lot. It's why I'd be open to it. I mean, we're talking about a 1-year deal for probably less than $5 million. Like anyone who's signing at this point, right? Once you get to May into June, we're talking about deals that are all 1 year for minimum salaries that probably have some incentives to boost it a little more. And you'd be happy to pay those incentives because that means the player you signed is actually productive. And I get it. Last year, the Jets signed Mike Williams and he was shot. But Mike Williams was coming in expecting to have a big role. Like we were counting on Mike Williams. You could sign Amari Cooper and it doesn't work out. And like, I can't sit here and be like, we're expecting him to be awesome. But we're trying to help our quarterback, Justin Fields, have the best possible chance to succeed. Everyone keeps bringing up, well, look what Darnold did. Look what Mayfield did. And I get that, but they also had great weapons. Certainly they were well coached, and we don't know what Tanner Engstrand is yet as an offensive play caller. We hope he's good, but we don't know. So I'm just trying to give Justin Fields every opportunity to be this team's quarterback long term. I don't think he is, but I want to find out. But Amari Cooper's 30 years old, which means he's probably not going to be signed by the Jets. That's just how they've operated. Unless you're Josh Reynolds. He's the only exception. So, me personally, I would rather Keenan Allen than Amari Cooper. But, you know, if there's a report that the Jets are linked to Keenan Allen, I'd say the same thing. Like, why not? And Keenan Allen was more productive last year. But I don't think they're going to do it. So I feel like it's a moot point. Some other news. With OTAs getting underway, the Jets announced several number changes. And one of them is just straight up bizarre. Will McDonald is now going to wear number 9 this upcoming season. I hate this. Hate it. In the grand scheme of things, does it matter what number Will McDonald wears? No. But me as a fan, I hate this. I don't like when you have pass rushers in the NFL wearing single-digit numbers. It looks ridiculous. I hate that the NFL has become college football. I like the fact that when you would watch an NFL game, based on a number, you'd have a good idea on what type of position the player is. Will McDonald had a great pass rush number. He wore number 99, which is obviously the same number that the great Mark Gastineau wore. He had a great pass rush number. Changing a number 9, just an ugly number for an edge rusher. Ugly, ugly, ugly number. I don't know why anyone would like this. And if you bought a Will McDonald jersey, I mean, that sucks. At least with Garrett Wilson, when he changed his number, he told you for 2 years when he was going to be able to change his number, he was going to do it. So that, like, no one was surprised that Garrett went from 17 to number 5. No one had any idea Will McDonald was changing his number. So if you bought a McDonald jersey, you get screwed. But number 9 just looks ugly. I'm sorry. Now, once again, I don't want people to be like, oh, you're so negative. You're even mad about a number. Like, I'll be okay. I just don't like it. I just think it looks ugly. This is more of an NFL issue than a Will McDonald issue. Xavier Gibson, it was already previously reported that he was going to be changing his number to number 3 because Arian Smith is now number 82, the Jets rookie wide receiver who they took in the 4th round. And how about this? Malachi Corley is now going to wear number 6. Malachi Corley has 3 career receptions. He now has had 3 different numbers. Has there ever been a player who's had this many numbers with this little production? Find me a player that has had their number changed 3 times with this little production. Corley was 17. Then the Jets acquired Devontae Adams last season, and Corley changed his number, right? And now he's changing his number again. So he went from 17 to 14 to now 6. He has 3 career receptions. He's had 3 career numbers in the NFL. So I hate this. I just think it's a little silly, but I digress. So that's where we're at right now. McDonald at 9, Gibson at 3, Corley at 6. And Aaron Glenn will speak to the media on Wednesday this week, for those of you just tuning in. The media itinerary has been set. The media will be at practice at 12:10 on Wednesday. Glenn will speak in the press room at 2 p.m., and players will speak after that at 2:15. So maybe someone will ask Aaron Glenn about these number changes. But that all being said, if these 3 players on the screen are awesome and super productive, I don't think anyone's going to care in the grand scheme of things. But this to me is more of an NFL thing. I hate the NFL allowing these guys to wear whatever number they want. This is not college football. It looks ridiculous. Phone lines open. Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is the place to be. We're presented today by Huga House. 20% off your Huga House hat with promo code Asman at checkout. If you want to pitch as well as Max Fried, you have to wear a Huga House hat. That's the key to shutting down the Mets in the Subway Series. I'm telling you. HugaHouse.com, promo code Asman at checkout, and you will save 20% off. Plus, you can check out their brand new hats. They got the Performance Line hats that are available now. Same discount applies. It's 20%. You can get any of these hats you see on the screen. They restocked them in black, navy, white, green, and beige. So check it out, HugaHouse.com. Promo code Asman, 20% off. All right, open phone lines, comments, questions, super chats. Let me get to some of the super chats first. We only got one. It's from our guy Dylan. What's worse, Will McDonald in number 9 or wide receiver Matthew Golden's number 22? Is Matthew Golden really wearing number 22 as a wide receiver? Ugh. That is a grotesque number. Brutal. Dakota says the number changes are fire. Yeah, nothing like Will McDonald looking like a kicker. Are you kidding me? I think the numbers are awful. Dave Brigga checks in. It's all silly and self-centered. Players should worry about winning, but of course they are enabled. Look, the numbers, I'm not going to like criticize the players necessarily. The NFL shouldn't allow these guys to wear single-digit numbers if you play defensive end. I just think it looks stupid. Why would you want to look like a kicker? Dylan says, you think there's a chance they retire Gastineau's 99? I don't think so. Because think about it. If you're going to retire Mark Gastineau's number 99, then you got to retire Marty Lyons' number. And that's not going to happen. Gastineau's in the Ring of Honor. Marty's in the Ring of Honor. The only number from the Sack Exchange that is retired is Klecko, and that makes sense because he's in the Hall of Fame now. It should have been a long time ago. Hawk says, I got my number 52 Jermaine Johnson hanging in the closet. Say, yeah, Jermaine changes number 2. Jets West writes in, I'm with you, Jake. I'm a boomer when it comes to numbers. It used to make so much sense. Now it's just nonsense all over the field. Yeah, like I'm really not the old guy, get off my lawn type of guy. But with this, I am. I think it's ridiculous. I really do. Like when I watch college football, I used to laugh at the absurdity of these guys wearing like number 2 being, a defensive end. And the NFL has stooped down to this level of bull. So, I don't know, ridiculous. I think it's silly. I know it was McDonald's college number 2, but I don't know. It looks weird. Super chat from the big fella. He says Gibson shouldn't change his number. He should change his address. Guy is awful. McDonald has the same number as Bryce freaking Petty. He has the same number as Greg Zuerlein. It's a kicker number. 9 is a quarterback number, like Drew Brees, or it's a kicker number. Not a pass rush number. He had a great number. 99 is an awesome pass rush number. Forget the connection to the Jets with that number. It's just a great number in general. I don't know. I think it's silly. Before we get to your calls, want to share the top raffle prize for this week. We gave away 4 prizes earlier. Congrats again to our 4 winners. Bosi won the Brunson jersey. Anthony L. won the Aaron Glenn jersey. Julian Manfredo won the Curtis Martin jersey. And the big fella won the C.J. Mosley jersey. Our raffle for this upcoming week features 2 top prizes. Signed Walt Clyde Frazier Knicks jersey and a signed Broadway Joe Namath jersey. We're trying to manifest a Knicks championship. Well, last time the Knicks won, the Jets were Super Bowl champs. So we're doing Clyde and Broadway Joe. Signed jerseys with certificates of authentication for each. To your calls we go. We got some open phone lines if you want your voice heard. If you want in on the raffle, gift the membership or send in the appropriate super chat. Ladies and gentlemen, we led the first show today with this guy, and we're going back-to-back on the second show with him as well. It is time to say hello to Kyle Clifton.
Can you hear me, Jake?
We hear you, Mr. Clifton. How are you?
I'm trying out my my Jets AirPods today, and they're the cheapo Chinese manufactured ones from Fanatics, and I'm getting a lot of reverb in this ear. It's pretty.
I could tell that they are very cheap. Like I hear you, but you do sound like you're kind of underwater, but not fully underwater. Like there's water seeping in, but it's not. It hasn't quite consumed you totally.
I'll probably go back to the regular plug-in earphones. Live and learn, I guess. So I was stating on the Patreon, like I thought it was interesting. Like we can't really blame Corley for changing his number the first time, right? With Adams coming in, but it does seem a little odd. You're right that he's had all these numbers and so little production. To me, the fact that they allowed him to go to this number and put him right between Fields and Garrett Wilson tells me a little bit like maybe they think there's something there, right? Like if this guy's not going to be on the team, I don't think they're going to say, okay, yeah, here's this number. You're going to be situated between the quarterback and the top offensive player.
And for those who don't know what Kyle's referring to, there was a photo of the Jet locker room today, and Corley's locker was in between Garrett Wilson and Justin Fields.
It seems like they have it numerically, right? Like, so you slot it between 5 and 7 makes sense, right?
That could be how they did it. Yeah, come to think of it, that probably makes sense.
Yeah. So, hopefully that's why they haven't gone out into the free agent market yet, right? That's why they didn't draft a wide receiver higher than the 4th round, because they think that they might be able to develop and at least get a package guy, a gimmick package guy out of Corley, maybe some slot packages. Let's see. As far as Cooper goes, bring him in. Let's see what he looks like. The one thing that he has over Lazard is we know he can catch the ball, right? So, like, if the money is right, to take a look at him and to make a decision on that, it does not bother me. It does not seem to track with what they do. He's a little bit old for that, but speed was never really too much of his game. Like short area quickness, a little bit. He was mostly like a hands guy, a possession guy, right? Like it wasn't like he was a field stretcher ever. So let's see if he can continue to be a guy that be a possession guy for us, a guy that can move the chains, a guy that can be dependable and find open spots in the zone. It's not too much to ask. And now Gators going to town on me in the comments. I can see it. Too funny.
Well, is there any truth to the rumor that you did get these earbuds from Gorman after he dropped them in the toilet?
Listen, if these went in the Gorman's toilet, they would be gone. They would be out the door. But I appreciate your time as ever, Jake.
Kyle, you're the man. Go listen back to your call, and you'll be like, oh, God. Barbarossa says, Kyle Clifton got that 95 mic. PBM says, I know how to gift memberships. How do I gift myself a membership? All right, well, technically, if you gift a membership, there's a chance you could gift it to yourself. But if you just want to get a membership, Mike, you could just hit the join button and just pay the $5 and become a channel member yourself. Dominic is the first to gift a membership during today's show. He is in our Walt Clyde Frazier raffle for one. Ladies and gentlemen, Dominic. His membership went to listener Charles Sanders. Charles, you're now a member. Speaking of Charles, ladies and gentlemen, on the Gustbuster Umbrella Hotline right now is...
Hi, I'm Charles, and I'm going to talk about Spider-Man and movies and sports and video games and maybe hot chicks. No, I know. Those spoons.
Hey, Jake, how are you?
Good, Charles. How are you?
I'm doing all right. As for the number changes, look, I'm not really crazy about the new rule as well. I think it's ridiculous, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
I think I might, actually. I changed my mind. I might lose sleep over it.
Suit yourself, Jake. As for the ESPN urging the Jets to sign Amari Cooper, I do not blame them. This is Amari Cooper we're talking about. He has been one of the league's best receivers since he came into the league in 2015 when he was drafted by the Raiders. He was great with them. He was great with the Cowboys, and he was great for the Browns. Wasn't too bad with Buffalo, but he was hardly utilized in Buffalo. So there's that. Let's see what he has left in the tank, you know?
What do you have left in the tank, Charles? Nothing?
Look, I kind of wanted Amari Cooper too. I mean, I also wanted Keenan Allen as well.
I see.
Well, Allen Lazard sucks, so what? We should get rid of him along with Michael Clemens.
Charles, you ever think to yourself, hey, if I'm going to call into a show that thousands of people are going to see, maybe I don't want to call in with the most unflattering of angles imaginable? Dave Brigger says, Charles, why are you taking a nap? You should be out pounding the streets looking for the opportunity of a lifetime. Charles, are you going to answer or are you just going to sit there staring aimlessly into your screen?
I was been busy today cleaning my room and so forth. Plus, I went out to Costco for lunch, which I paid with my own money.
Hey, do me a favor. Let me just direct the comments, all right? You don't look at them because you're incapable of doing two things at once.
Look, I was
now that you're up, all right, you're sitting up. Let's really get into the crux of your call here. What do you got?
Well, I'm not. Look, I know Will McDonald wore number 9 in college. I mean, I know that's the number worn by Nick Foles and Drew Brees and so forth. But I had no issue with him wearing number 99. I mean, that's a legendary number. I mean, Warren Sapp wore it for the Bucks and Raiders. Mark Gastineau wore it for the Jets. Jason Taylor wore it for the Jets and the Dolphins. It's a legendary number.
Gator says that he's starting to get concerned that perhaps you won't ever see your apartment. What's the latest with the apartment?
I'll move in on May 22nd. I'll see my apartment.
That's this week.
Yes.
May 22nd. So we're specifically talking about what? That's this Thursday.
Yes.
Are you prepared to move in?
I'm going to pack in some stuff, yeah.
What are you packing?
Some of my comics, some of my games, some of my video game consoles, some of my clothes.
Are you hiring movers or you're doing it all yourself?
Movers.
I see. What do you say to those like Gator who doesn't think you're actually moving this week?
I'll move in. It's going to happen.
Oscar says, but Charles, if you move in on the 22nd, will you have to pay rent again in 9 days?
No, I don't already paid the rent.
You paid the rent for June already?
I'll pay the rent. Oh, in June? I paid the rent for last month and this month. I'll pay the rent again in June, yes.
Have you ever thought about how crazy it is that you're paying rent for an apartment you don't live in?
No, it's not. It's understandable.
Okay. So on Thursday, what time should I be over there?
9 o'clock in the morning. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'll let you know.
I plan to go live around 4, so I got to get set up. Do the show from there. Will you have the Wi-Fi installed by?
People want to know how I acquire money. Why do they want to know how I acquire money?
Because you're a man of mystery.
I take SSI, Social Security income.
Swamp Ranger wants to know how much money do you spend on subscription-based entertainment?
Like Disney Plus around $15. Max I get through Xfinity. Netflix I pay around $25.
Jeffrey wants to know, do you need a roommate?
I'm good right now. I'm living by myself.
Jack says, Jake, do a live move. What do you think about calling in during the move and keeping us updated?
I'll think about it.
Okay. Dylan says, Gorman, I got 2 months rent free and you're paying 2 months without living in the place. I am confused.
I still own the apartment. Even though I'm not living in it, I still own the apartment.
Barbarossa says, I think he means porn. $25 for Netflix. What kind you got?
What do you mean? I mean, what kind do I got?
People are curious. Are we talking about a 1 bedroom, a studio? What type of
I'm
apartment?
bringing in my bed to my apartment.
No. Is your apartment a 1 bedroom apartment, a studio apartment? Do you understand what we're talking about?
Yes. It's more like a 1 bedroom thing.
What do you mean? It's either a 1 bedroom or it's not. It
It's a
can't be.
1 bedroom,
How many bathrooms?
1 bathroom.
Okay, so 1 bed, 1 bath.
Yes.
How's the kitchen?
It's nice.
Nice kitchen.
Yes.
Is it in a separate room? Right.
No, it's not in a room. It's all in one room.
So then it's a studio apartment.
It's not a studio. It's like a college dorm.
Okay. Now we're making some progress here. Any other questions for Charles before we say goodbye? See, Charles, you're a needle mover. Yo Home says I came in at just the right time. Would you say your apartment is bigger than Bobby Midnight's apartment in Vermont?
I don't know what Bobby's apartment looks like.
Yeah, you do. You see it on camera every time he calls in.
That's just one, like, part of it, but I don't see the whole thing.
That's basically the whole thing from what I gather.
I don't know about that, but I did measure my apartment. Oh, wait. Did I measure my apartment? No, I did not. I'm sure it's probably just as big as Bobby's apartment in Vermont.
Now, have you apologized to Bobby for trying
Yes,
to...
I apologized to him like a gazillion times.
I mean, what you did was appalling, no?
Yes.
Have you learned your lesson?
Yes, Dad, I did learn my lesson.
I'm not your dad.
Well, you're acting like one.
I'm just here to teach you a lesson.
Sure.
You
How
don't
you say?
you don't call in while dumping on another man's YouTube show. Barbarossa with a good question. Why are you paying $25 for
I
Netflix?
think I could be wrong. Hold on. Maybe it's at least I'm not. Why am I paying? I don't think it's $25. I could be wrong. You know, I'm thinking of Hulu. I no longer use Hulu. I think I'm paying about
Look at this angle. He just
oh, $17.99.
You're paying $17.99 a month for is that just Netflix or that's all your subscription models?
That's what you said with a subscription model, Scott. That's all I. Except for a standard membership, I paid $17.99.
I see. Now let me ask you something. Are you going to be cooking a lot in your apartment? Like, what are you going to be doing for food?
I
as you
wasn't
live on
really
your own?
taught much how to cook, so
So are you
I'll
going to
probably
be
be shopping for food.
Are you going to be eating out every night?
No.
So you're going to have to cook.
Yes.
So what
I
do you
was
think?
brought over a toaster oven and a microwave in my grandmother's apartment.
Okay, a microwave is only for basically reheating.
I do have an
things.
oven in my apartment.
What about like a stove?
Yes, that too.
So are you going to use that to cook meals or are you going to order in every night? Charles, stop reading the comments. Answer my questions. Stop reading the comments.
I do have a stove, and yes, I will try to cook.
All right. Now, I know a couple of professional cooks that watch the show.
Chef Kevin, I know.
Chef Kevin. Also, my guy, Chef Nico, who I saw at the Yankee game last night. He's a huge Jet fan. He's watching the show as well. I got the right people we could connect you with. All right.
Thank you.
We got to get you an air fryer.
I will not be doing no damn OnlyFans for rent.
I told you to stop looking at the comments.
Big
Big fella
Bill's
writes
acting
in,
like a jackass.
All right, let me get to this comment here. Will Charles be starting an OnlyFans to pay rent?
No, I will not.
Have you thought about it?
No, I'm not going to do it.
There's a lot of money to be made.
Yeah, but I'm not doing porn.
I see that. Chuck says that Disney should pay you to be a character, Charles.
What kind of character?
What type of Disney character should Charles be? Tiff says, y'all need to stop giving Charles the third degree. Let the man live.
I was going to say something like that, but you probably wouldn't care.
Thunderlips writes in, open a registry like for weddings and suckers like us can get you stuff. That's a pretty good idea. Thoughts, Charles? You probably don't even hear what I'm saying because you're reading the comments again.
Open a registry for when suckers like us can get you stuff. Not interested. No, thank you.
For more on this, let's bring in someone who I'm sure could help advance the conversation. No, stop it. Let me produce the show, all right?
Jake, you're becoming predictable at this joint, like the Joker, even though he's supposedly unpredictable at this point.
Well, guess what? You predicted wrong.
Gas station pizza is better than a Big Mac.
Yeah, let's let everyone play their position. Let Jake run the show and everyone mind their own pocket, and Charles Gorman will mind his pocket. Don't worry about how he makes money. Don't worry about how he pays his rent. He's not asking you for money. Don't worry about it. It's not your concern. And Charles, let Jake run his show, all right? Everyone play your position. How you doing, Chuck?
It's good, Garrett, and I please prefer to be called Charles, but I'll let it play for now.
I call you Chaz. Chaz is a kick-ass. That's a badass nickname. I call you Chaz.
Chaz is fine, yes.
Chaz.
My friend Corinne calls me Charlito.
That's little Charlie. Yeah, that's little Charlie.
Charlito?
Baby Charlie.
That's incredible.
Charlie's okay. Anyways, how you doing, Gary? How's your family doing?
My daughter Decker and my wife are in Turkey with my mother-in-law and my niece.
Are they getting a hair transplant?
What?
No.
No.
What do people go to Turkey for? They get like
Is
the
that
hair
what
procedure.
No.
Yeah, it's like a huge thing. I know so many people.
All right. I've never looked into it for obvious reasons. No, my daughter wanted to go to Turkey, so my wife, my mother-in-law, and my niece were in Greece. So they're like, well, my Decker wanted to go to Turkey, so I was like, I'll take her to Turkey, and then Greece and Turkey are right; they border each other, so they just came in from Greece and went to Turkey and stayed an extra
cool.
week. Yeah, I've never been to Turkey.
I've never been to Turkey either.
Have you ate turkey before, Charles?
I love turkey. I know Matthew Little F. Smith thinks turkey's disgusting, but I love turkey. I love coconut turkey. I love Thanksgiving turkey.
Do you eat turkey, Thanksgiving style turkey, beyond just Thanksgiving, Charles?
Pretty much just Thanksgiving turkey on Thanksgiving, yes.
I see. Now, what are you going to do for Thanksgiving this year? Are you going to host it at your new estate?
I'll probably go back to I'll probably go back to my parents.
I see. Anything else, Charlito?
Charlito's Way. I like that. That's a good shout, Genergy. Shout out to Genergy. Charlito's Way. Remember Carlito's Way? Remember that movie, Chuck?
No.
No, that's before your time. You don't know old enough to know Carlito's Way.
Hopefully, the Jets sign Amari Cooper or get Keenan Allen. They're both all-time. I don't know if I should use the term all-time great, but they're both Hall of Fame caliber wide receivers. And hopefully the coaching
staff. That's an interesting question. Is Cooper a Hall of Famer? He's probably got Hall of Fame stats, but it feels like he's not even close, right? Like his numbers probably suggest that he is.
He would be. He was a very good player. At no point was Amari Cooper ever the best receiver in the league, or
right? Like not even close, really. That's what I'm saying. But his numbers, his culmination of numbers, would probably put him on par with a lot of Hall of Famers.
I mean, it's a different era that he's playing in, though.
Yeah.
He's not a Hall of Famer. No way.
I would say no, too.
Charles, will you install a stripper pole at the apartment? Oscar
no, I'm not putting no damn stripper pole, Oscar the Grouch.
Lay off the strip clubs. Lay off the porn, Chuck. Chaz.
I'll try.
Chaz.
Look, I think Amari Cooper was a very good wide receiver for a long time. I know Keenan Allen was a very good wide receiver for a long time. I know he's put up Hall of Fame caliber numbers too, but they both were damn good wide receivers for a long time. That's all I care about. Hopefully, we have good coaching. That's all I can say. Anyways, peace out, guys.
Hey, Charles, before you go, can I play you out properly?
No.
Oh. They really do worry about Chuck's pocket. Chaz. I gotta get Chuck.
You gotta stop calling him Chuck.
Chaz.
He doesn't like that.
I like Chuck. He doesn't like it, so I won't call him Chaz. I don't see what's wrong with Chuck, right? There was like a famous Piazza got to third base and Chipper Jones was playing third base. And he said, "What up, Larry?" He's like, "It's Chipper." And Piazza's like, "I'm not gonna call another grown man Chipper, so it's Larry." Why does he like Chuck though? Like, what's wrong? That's a good name. Chuck's a good name. Like, like Larry's a good name. Like, what's wrong? Why don't you want to be called that name? That's a good name. Chuck's good.
I wonder if anyone's ever called him Charlie.
Charlie's good.
But
I would say Chuck and Chaz are better than Charlie. If it was between Chuck, Chaz, and Charlie, one's got to go. Charlie's got to go. Chuck and Chaz are good names.
I like Charlito.
Charlito is good. That's pretty good. Charlito's way. That was a good shot, Genergy. That was good. I'm just curious on how Dylan got 2 months free for his apartment in this economy. What did he? That's interesting. I'd like to hear how he managed that. How do you get 2 months free?
It's actually more common than you would think, depending on the area of the country you want to live in. You're not getting that in New York unless it's COVID, and these places are dying for people to move in, so they'll give you COVID deals.
Right, but those times are gone. Like that 2 free months thing. Like,
correct.
We used to have that here. I mean, they didn't get that no more.
When I moved to Houston in 2018, when I first started working for ESPN Houston, I got a month and a half free rent.
They used to do it, but you ain't get that no more. Like, if you went back to Houston, they ain't giving you too much free anymore. Like, those apartments in the last 6 years or whatever it's been, those are accounted for. There's probably double what you paid in 2018 for that same apartment if you went there now. Indy Jet says that you're a narcissist and you don't agree with Charles not being called Chuck, so you're continuing to call him that. I'm calling him Chaz. It's a habit, and I don't really care. I don't even think Indy could define what a narcissist is. So it's just like he's just name calling to try to be insulting, and it's like he doesn't even know what that is. Low key. I said people should leave Chuck alone. Gary's a narcissist. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, you're just showing that you don't know what the hell you're talking about. But go ahead. Well, it's interesting because everyone obviously is aware of your rivalry with Dave Brigham, but not enough people, I think, truly understand that Indy Jets might dislike you more than Brigham dislikes you. Friendship with the world is enmity with God, Jake. I don't know what else to say. Like, if he doesn't like me, he doesn't like me. It doesn't really. It's not gonna. It's not gonna affect my day. Hey, I didn't get to watch the Subway Series over the weekend, by the way. Who won? I don't know. I screen blacked out, lost it. I don't know. I don't know. I saw Pete Alonso had to play at the plate, and my screen went black. So I don't know what happened. It was like the end of The Sopranos. It just went out. It was a ground ball. Pete Alonso. Replay of the 2015 World Series. Happened. What do you mean? I don't know. I don't know what happened after that. That was Lucas Duda. I saw it last night, right? That was Lucas Duda at first base. Pete Alonso can pick it at first, but he can't play first base. Like, he can pick it, but he can't field the position. Like, if Vientos can play first base, let's do that. Like, he can't be at first base anymore. He's terrible at it. But then he'll pick a ball and he's good. He's not good. Like, he's terrible at first base. Hey, am I crazy or do you hear something? What's that noise? Is it from my end? You don't hear that? I don't know if you. I don't know. Am I tripping? I think it's coming from you. No. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the ASMANIAC Rumble.
How's it going, Indy?
Hi, Gary. Yeah.
I thought I actually had static or something. Like,
no.
So much noise going on.
Let me ask you. You made the comment. I don't know what a narcissist is.
Yeah, I don't think you're a narcissist.
Okay, let's see.
I would have zero traits of a narcissist, but go ahead.
You have every trait of a narcissist.
Okay, name them.
Yeah. And Charles specifically said he didn't like calling that, right?
Chuck. Chaz.
No, he said, "Don't call me Chuck." And your answer was, "Okay, Chuck."
Sorry, I apologize. Chaz. I'll get it. I will get it. Right,
and that's the point is when your opinion overvalues everybody else. You have a higher opinion of your.
That's not a narcissist. That's not a narcissist.
Yeah, you think you're always right.
I knew you had.
And you literally don't let anybody talk.
0% chance you knew what a narcissist was. Zero. There was a 0% chance.
Right? 0.0. Yeah, except for
who thinks their opinion overvalues everyone else. If you go to a lawyer and he gives you his legal advice and says you're wrong, this is right, that doesn't make him a narcissist. I knew for a fact. I would have bet $1 million on that you had no clue what a narcissist was. No clue.
Are you done?
Yeah, go ahead.
Literally, that a narcissist really just wants to hear himself talk. You can't even let somebody talk, Gary. Are you done?
What's a
I'll let you talk.
I have no clue. Go ahead. But you don't know what you're just saying things and you don't know what those words mean. Right? But
how are you
called arguing semantics? Yes, semantics means meaning of words.
Gary,
you don't know what the words mean that you're using.
Are you always right?
No, but I mean, you don't know what a narcissist was, and that was ascertained.
You haven't let me sit here and talk yet. So
how
would you know?
I said name one
there you go
trait
again.
of a narcissist.
So
you
right
named
here,
one trait and got it wrong.
We're on number 5 of when I've tried to talk. You've had to talk over me. There's a great narcissist.
That's not narcissistic. Right, again, you don't know
that
what
is exactly what narcissist.
No. Arguing with someone is not a narcissist. You don't know what a narcissist is. Like, just say, I don't know what it is.
I'm looking at one.
But you don't know what a narcissist is. It's like, what's a razzmatazz? I don't know. How do you know you're looking at one? I don't know. It's like, this is like 65 IQ stuff.
There you go again.
I don't know.
See, you like to hear yourself talk. You have to talk over people to make yourself feel better. And that's okay, Gary. It's okay.
Even if I conceded you that, even if I said you're 100% right, that's got nothing to do with narcissistic personality disorder. Nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel you're more important than anybody else. You put other people down. You put other people down.
No. You put people down. You came on and insulted. No. You came on and insulted me. I didn't say a word
I told the truth, Gary.
Your definition is you put people down, so therefore you're a narcissist. Then you would be a narcissist by your definition because you came on and insulted me. So you'd be a narcissist, not me. This isn't going to go well for you. You don't know what a narcissist is. And the symptoms of narcissistic personality disorder that you give, you fit them, not me. Go ahead.
Do you see how calm I am and how you're getting so worked up?
That would also not make me, getting worked up would not make you a narcissist. That would not be narcissistic personality disorder. You don't know what you're talking about, right? You just came on. You heard someone say it, so like, I'm going to call Gary that because like that's what you do.
That's narcissistic personality disorder on the internet. We're at 6 now. We're at 6 now. You've got to feel so important to hear yourself talk. So go ahead. That is literally a narcissistic trait.
No, it is not. Now you're talking over me. So you're a narcissist.
I'm talking over you because I continue to talk as you interrupt me. That's talking over you. Is that true?
You made a claim about me, and I addressed the claim.
I made a statement.
Did you
yes.
Come on to make baseless claims? Yes, you made a claim about me.
It's not a baseless claim.
Correct. Yeah. You don't know what a narcissist is. It's like I called you a
I'm literally looking at every trait of yours.
You don't know what it is. That's circular reasoning, right? This is what I'm saying. You people are morons. You try to go on and argue me. What's a narcissist? I don't know, but I'm looking at one. How would you know if you're looking at one if you have no idea what narcissistic personality disorder is?
Gary, when did I say it? When did I say I didn't know? See, you're making things up. Now you're putting words in my mouth.
You didn't. You said you knew. You said you knew. You asked me a question. Now I'm going to answer the question. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm interrupting your questions with answers. You said I was a narcissist. I said, give me one trait of a narcissist. You had 0. You gave one that was wrong. I got to take your door. Hang on.
You never give me a chance to. Yeah. See, there you go. All right, Jake. Yeah.
I think we're making a lot of progress here, Indy.
Well, I think we are too. You know, he asked me a question and to give him an answer, but then interrupted. I counted 6 times, so he doesn't want to listen. So that's exactly what a trait is. There's another trait we have.
Hey, real quick, before we get back to today's scheduled Rumble,
yeah.
Purple Belt Mike, I just want to acknowledge you became a channel member the old-fashioned way, so thank you, sir. And you gifted 5 memberships. So you're in the raffle for 5. For those tuning in late,
Congratulations, PBM.
Yep, we love PBM. Walt-Clyde Frazier jersey this week is the top prize, followed by a Joe Namath jersey for raffle number 27, after we gave away 4 prizes in raffle 26 this morning. Gentlemen, I will let you get back to it. Thanks for the time, and the Rumble gets back underway.
Oh, yeah! Congratulations to both C for the winning the jersey, the signed jersey. You want to finish now? You want to finish now, Garrett?
It's not even worth keeping score. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is like someone with no legs trying to race Usain Bolt. Like, how is this? How does it go?
Hey, Gary, there's a great narcissistic trait: keeping score. You always got to get one up, right?
Kevin Maldonado in the chat kept score, pal. Like,
what's
everything you said, Kevin Maldonado in the chat kept score, pal. Everything you say is moronic and wrong. Like, don't you ever get tired of being wrong and moronic? Kevin Maldonado said 1-0 Gary in the chat, and I didn't keep score. I said there's no point in keeping score. I said it's like Usain Bolt racing somebody with no legs. How do you think this is going to go?
Did you not just say keeping score, or you're going to blame it on somebody else?
I read Kevin Maldonado's chat. You're just too stupid. Just like, do you have anything intelligent to add? I'll give you one shot. Impress me. Say something intelligent. Say something that's not wrong. Go ahead. Just one time.
We didn't land on the moon, Gary.
We did not land on the moon. I agree with that. That is a factual statement.
But I have reasoning behind it. You don't.
I have plenty of reasons behind it.
What's your reasoning?
We can't get past the Orion radiation belt, right? That's done. In 2025, we have in your phone. Your phone has 1 million times the calculating capacity of the NASA computers, and in 2025, we can only go 1/1000th of the distance to the moon. Right? Like, there's just no way we got there. The telemetry data is missing. There are astronauts in NASA who are going to out them, who went disappearing, who got Hillary Clinton, if you know what I mean. Like, the evidence to support the moon landing being fraudulent far outnumbers. Like I said, on the moon, there's lights that intersect. You can't do that with natural light. If there's only the sun, you wouldn't have intersecting. You wouldn't have intercrossing patterns, right? Shadows always run parallel. They never intersect unless there's a secondary light source. So, I mean, that alone would get it acquitted on a jury trial. Like, that would be enough for a judge to throw it out.
No, the very first reason would be enough.
Oh, yeah, but I'm saying the evidence just goes on and on and on. The fake rock to the dust, right? They gave plans. Yeah, go ahead.
Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to get on a brighter note here. You know, just because somebody calls you a name, just like you have called other people's names. You have mentioned the.
I don't go after anyone.
I've let you talk, Gary. Gary, I've let you talk. Is it time for you to? Can you sit there for 30 seconds? I
will literally sit on my hands. Go ahead. 30 seconds.
Who was it that insulted the entire Asman people that come on his show and talk about the low IQ? Was that you, or was that anybody else?
Oh, I broke up real quick. I think that's me. I'm about to have a storm, so I'm breaking up here. Could you repeat the question? I broke up. Yeah.
Who was it that insulted, the Jake Asman watchers, saying that they have a low IQ?
I didn't say low. I think I gave a specific number. I didn't say low. So if you're going to quote me correctly. I said like 70 IQ or something. I said something.
Well, I didn't want to quote the exact number because I knew you would know exactly what that was.
I don't remember. It was like 70 or 75 or so. That was me.
Exactly. Now, do you know for sure that
they insulted me, right? All I do is match energy. If you want to talk football, let's talk football. If you want to talk the weather, I'll talk the weather. If you want to go stand in the center of the ring and throw low blows, I'll beat you at that too, right? Like, but I'll let you pick the energy and I'll just match it. Like, really, if you want to throw insults at me and throw low blows in the center of the ring,
hold on. So you're saying the entire Jake Asman everybody insulted you by saying something, so you have to turn around and insult them.
The people in the chat insulted me. So I went back and
right. Everybody in the chat insulted Gary, so Gary insults everybody in the chat. Right?
No,
Am I right?
The comment. Here was the comment. No, that's not exactly right. The people in the comment.
Not exactly
there are people. I'll explain. So Jake was reading off comments, and Jake is saying the people in the chat think you're this. Now, he wasn't talking about all of the people. He was talking about specific people making those comments. And I said the people in the chat, meaning those same people that Jake was discussing, have a 70 IQ clapping seals or 75.
SEAL Team 75, assemble.
The clapping seals, they're alive and well in the chat. I said there's 75 IQ. I'm not going to do the clapping seal.
There we go.
What do you mean?
I do want to, but I'm not going to do it because Gator's going to use it out of context, and then it's going to go viral, and then I'm going to have to look at it forever.
Right. So your reply was the people in the chat. You didn't say the people that insulted me. Everybody in the chat has an IQ of 75. That was your comment.
I was referring to the same.
You don't find that wrong that you can offend somebody, but then you get offended so easy, right? You find that.
I didn't get offended. I'm just going to match your energy. Like if you come after me in a certain type of way, I'm going to return the energy. If you want to just talk football with me, if you want to talk Amari Cooper's Hall of Fame validity, let's have that conversation. If you want to stand in the center of the ring and trade low blows, we can do that. If you want to sit and talk about the weather, we can do that. Like you just let me know, and I'll match your energy. Like that's really
okay. So explain to me then when you asked Charles if he would date men, why is that any of your business?
Because we address this. I'm going to address it one more time. And like if you don't understand, then I can't help you understand anymore. Charles said there was no difference between men and women. When men and women were the same. If men and women are the same, why not date a man?
He was talking about. He was actually talking about hanging out and having fun. He could have fun with hanging out with women or hanging out with men. Your comment then was, do you date men? So why would that be any of your business? In your own words, why would that be any of your business?
It's not necessarily my business, but we're having a conversation, right? Like
there was no conversation.
We're having a in length, detailed conversation. It was a very long conversation that was a part of. If you said, I met this chick, she's awesome, blase, 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 and I said, well, what does she look like?
We lost Indy Jets. He dropped off.
It's not really my business what she looks like, but we're having a conversation. If you said, I don't want to tell you what she looks like, okay, don't tell me what she looks like then. I'm just making conversation.
Crimea Turn Poker wanted the live poll of who they support, so I ran the poll, and it's close right now. 53% support Indy Jets, 47% supporting you, Gary.
I actually named one trait of a narcissist. He named one and got it wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's just like people just say words that they don't even. And then you say Gary just argues semantics. Yes, semantics means meaning of words. Yes, if you don't know the meaning of the words that you're using, use words that you do know. Thank you, Clancy.
Eric
I didn't try embarrassing Charles.
I forgot Gary said someone telling him to SMD was requesting oral sex.
What else would that be?
You know exactly what that term is.
No, if I said that to your chick, how would you take that?
The context,
hypothetically, if I said
the context of one sports fan saying "S my D man" in an argument about Mikal Bridges, I think is very different than requesting oral sex. Just meant to be
what is it? Like, what else could that possibly mean?
It's the same thing as telling someone "kiss my ass." They're not actually going to kiss your ass.
Okay, why would you say that? If me and you were talking, let's say me and you were talking about Amari Cooper, why would I say that to you?
Now let me ask you this: what's in that cup?
This is just coffee.
Really? Looks like soda.
So, you even get soda from Starbucks? Can you? I don't know.
Well, I didn't see the Starbucks logo until now.
This is just black coffee.
Jack says that he lost brain cells on that Rumble.
That sounds like a personal problem. I got two.
I see.
Two trenches.
JD says zero nuance. Yeah, Gary's incapable of nuance, though, but we know that.
I've acknowledged this many times. I'll acknowledge it one last time. I'm far too literal to live in a world with normal people. I will acknowledge that.
You don't believe in figure of speech. You don't believe in achievement, and you don't believe in figure of speech.
I like semantics better than a figure of speech. If you're going to use a proprietary definition of a word, at least define what that word means.
Dave Brigger says, I support neither of these two.
I'm not the biggest Indy Jet fan, but if I had to have dinner with Indy Jet fan or Brigger, Indy, what do you like to eat?
Interesting. Now let me ask you this:
I think Indy's a decent guy. We're just both very combative. I don't think the same for Brigham.
if Dave Brigham was on fire, would you piss off?
I would save his life. I would do whatever I could to save his life. I don't hate the man. I just don't want to spend any time with him. He's a child of God. He's made the image of his creator. I want the best for him. I would save his life if I could.
Let's see.
I need guys to tell me who to back. Back me, Sarah. Back me.
For more on this, let's check in right now with someone who could give us an expert opinion on what just went down.
What a halfway headache right now, boy. I'll give you an example. Have your head like this, being stretched to the point where it's like a maximus radius of about 50 feet, and you're going. That's how my head feels right now. It's like watching two heavyweight fights, and it's like, God, Gary, you could drive someone's head through a vice, and no, you wonder why it's like popping a pimple. Take an example of one of these. You ever seen one of these?
What is it, a paperclip? What is that?
No, it's a needle, you numbnuts.
Oh, it looks like you unfolded a paperclip.
It's a needle!
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I trust you. Trust you.
I'm right now going to go get some Tylenol, have some water, and this spam call can go kiss my ass.
You don't need any Tylenol. The reason why you have
I do need Tylenol.
You don't need Tylenol. The reason why you have a headache is not because you have a Tylenol deficiency. Right? You're just masking symptoms. There's a reason why you have a headache. Let's address the reason.
Oh,
I know what Tylenol is. I'm familiar. The reason why you have a headache is not because you have a Tylenol deficiency. There's a reason why you have a headache. Maybe it's allergies. Maybe you need a nap. Maybe you need some water.
Right.
I don't know. There's a reason why you have a headache.
Gary, I'm going to explain something to you here. I've had a long, nice weekend of gardening, and then I come here and you're going to throw hot shots. It's like, my God. It's like you're either driving the train wrong way or your head's on backwards like The Exorcist going. Yeah. I've seen The Exorcist once, and I've seen it. Let me give you an example. It's a freaky movie, and something's not wrong with this picture. My God, it's like, dude, I know you and India Jets were going head to head, but your points lately today, I mean, Brigger's right. Sometimes your brains are not right, and your brains are not corrective. You know, that's why you're like this. You're going right off the train, and here we're trying to pull you back on the train. It's like you just want to keep driving off the train like some kind of psycho.
I don't know who Kyle Busch is, Michael Bartel. I don't know who Kyle Busch is. I'm going to Google him real quick. Do you know who Kyle Busch is? I don't know who that is.
No, I do not. I don't follow NASCAR racing.
He's a NASCAR racer.
I'm not into NASCAR racing. I try to explain.
Neither am I. You think I look like this guy? I don't know.
Well, dude, go do. You want to do something? Go fix your hair. Look like the guys from Cinderella or something. As for me, I'm going to go to the bathroom, get me some headache pills and some vitamins, and then after that, I'm gonna go get an ice pack, put it on my head, and just be like, oh, that feels so much better. Oh, ha. I heard that part from a mile away.
The reason why you have a headache is not because you have a Tylenol deficiency. So why are you taking Tylenol to fix some other problem?
Because Tylenol works better than ibuprofen.
Maybe, but neither of them are fixing the problem. You're just masking symptoms. There's a reason why you have a headache, and it's not because I haven't had a Tylenol today.
You
might need a nap. You might need some water. Right? There may be. You may have some allergies.
You're driving me off the rails again. It's like you're trying to drive me off the rails, and I'm trying to pull myself back on the rails and keep the damn train going. You don't.
But this is the problem with the American. This is the problem with the American medical system. The reason why you have a headache has nothing to do with not taking a Tylenol. So why are you taking a Tylenol to fix it? You're not fixing it.
Into other forms of objects like 5G towers? Don't you ever look at the 5G towers and read upon them?
I got some thoughts on 5Gs. I've got some thoughts.
Well, take my advice. Go read some books. Maybe Brigham. Okay. I think Brigham should tell you that today. Go read a book.
Okay.
There's hundreds of books out there. As a matter of fact, or you know what? Why don't you go read the ads in the newspaper or something? You can get a kick out of that. Now I'm gonna go to the bathroom, get me my vitamins and my Tylenol, and I'm gonna lay down because your headache today for me was one of these.
No, I'm not calling Beast a liar. I'm not calling Beast a liar. I'm gonna
explode.
I'm just saying the reason why he has a headache, it has nothing to do with not taking a Tylenol. That's not why he has a headache. There's some reason why he has a headache. So why don't you address the reason why you have a headache instead of just trying to mask symptoms?
Thank you. I'm going to go to the bathroom and get my pills. Now go to the next caller, please. Thank you.
I think Mario makes a good point.
Go to the next caller.
I think Mario makes a salient point. The Jets need to start winning.
That would be nice. I would enjoy that very much.
This is the problem, Jake. This is the problem with the American. I have a headache. So I'm not going to address the reason why I have a headache. I'm going to take a pill instead.
Why do you think he has a headache? How do you know?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what his days consisted of. Has he been listening to loud noises? Stop listening to loud noises. Did you not get a good night's sleep? Maybe get a little nap. Are you hungry? Do you need to eat something? Maybe eat something.
Wow.
Do you need some water? Do you need some water? Maybe he has any water. Like, did he have allergies? Was he outside gardening the whole day? Maybe he's got allergies on. Go take a shower. Wash it off. Your headache will probably go away. There's a reason why he has a headache. And that reason isn't Tylenol deficiency.
Will M is in the raffle for one. Thank you, Will.
Hey, go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
Will's gifted membership went to listener Lou Bang 718. All right, super chat here I want to address. This one's from Kyle Clifton. He's in the raffle for two. Avid watchers of the show know Charles is straight. He discussed his love of women. Gary was trying to illustrate his point that men are a better hang, and he doesn't care how that comes off.
That's mostly right. That's about right? Like it's kind of a sloppy Reader's Digest version of it. It's mostly right. I think Kyle Clifton is mostly right there. It's a Reader's Digest version. It's not bad, Kyle.
You're just gonna ignore Beast in the middle of all that?
What do you want me to do? Right? Like it's the ADHD. It's the hyper focus and ignoring everything around me.
Beast, why are you motorboating in the middle of the day?
I am motorboat. I was like,
see, if you have a headache. I don't think shaking your head like is good for the headache.
Well, I just took my headache pills and took a little bit of my vitamins, a little bit of help here from Kelp, and a little bit of help from my other friends at Putrin's Pride. And last but not least, another one of my little favorite helpers, good old zinc. That's right, good vitamin pills. Plus, these are a good help too. Nice vitamins. You should look at the vitamins, Gary. Try vitamins once in a while.
No need.
If you know what they look like.
I get every nutrient I need from eating fatty meat. I don't need any additional nutrients.
What does fatty meat have to do with pills? Jesus Christ.
You take pills because your diet is insufficient. Mine is not. So I don't have to take vitamins. If my diet was insufficient, I would have to take vitamins. I don't have to because I get all of my daily nutrients by eating fatty meat.
And what does that have to do with the price of tea in China?
It answers your question.
You're putting me to sleep. That you know what I know what I'm gonna go do right now. I'm gonna take a little siesta. Maybe think about going on another podcast soon and taking a nice relaxation because you made my headache like so huge like this. It could stretch Gabagoo from here all the way to Pennsylvania. Boy, no wonder why Brigga can't stand your brains. It's like your achievement lately has taken a big right into the deep end of the water.
Fat is good for dementia. David Brigga is right. I do eat lard.
What does that have to do with lard? I mean, lard is good for a lot of things. Lard is good for a lot of things.
Lard is good for a lot of things.
Well, that's why I got rid of
vegetable
oil.
It is. He's right. He's right about that. Vegetable oils is no good for you.
Well, thank you very much from the peanut gallery. Now I'm gonna try hitting the sack for just a little bit, and maybe if you find some time to go outside and plant some vegetables, why don't you learn to go outside and grab a shovel, go get some fruits and vegetables, and plant once in a while. We men know how to do that, but it seems like you're not up to scale, man. Your numbers lately have been kind of. Yeah, kind of like a sinking Titanic. Now, no more giving me a headache. I did not fart. Thank you very much. I only had one thing to eat today, so I'm gonna try and take a nice el siesta and let this mumbo jumbo over here, make an ass out of himself. Because in the words of the great Gorilla Monsoon, you know what you're doing right now? You're really making an ass out of yourself.
You get the fuck out.
I wanted to address the one comment from Bonesy. Bonesy asked me about garlic and onion powder. Look, if you're going to make a steak, and this is what's going to stop you from eating other vegetables, just do it for a while. If you're just looking to lose weight, putting garlic powder or onion powder on your steak's not going to stop you from losing weight. If you're looking to get rid of inflammation and other chronic illnesses, you're going to want to get rid of all of it, right? But if this is seasoning food to taste a little bit to help you transition to a carnivore diet, if that's what you need to do, then do it. I told Bobby the same thing, and he's still putting barbecue sauce and stuff on his food. It's don't throw away the good for the perfect. Like, if you're putting garlic powder on your steak to season it to taste, that's better than eating beans and vegetables. So do what you got to do. Try to get off of it eventually, though.
Gary, thanks for the time today.
Thank you.
Plants are trying to kill me, so I think I'll eat a stick of butter.
All right, back to your calls in a moment, but first, a super chat that we missed earlier from Crimea Turn Poker. Is there an honest limit to changing numbers? Can Corley just change his after each reception? Because at this rate, why not? I mean, seriously, the fact that he's had 3 numbers and 3 career receptions is bizarre. Bizarre, to say the least. More of your calls right now on our Gustbuster Umbrella Hotline. Reminder, Super Chats will continue to cut our line. Let's say hello to one of our youngest listeners. He's also easily one of our smartest listeners. Hello, Jack. He's next.
What's up, Jake? How's it going, man?
Jack, what's going on? What did you make of the last 30 minutes of the show there with Gary and Indy and Beast and Gary?
That's the whole reason why I called, because I actually have a little bit of an idea. I wanted to pitch it to you. I think maybe you like to listen to it, maybe. So I was thinking, I don't know if you saw my comment. I'm not, because I believe I commented it as well. I said maybe like you do like a monthly show dedicated to Asmaniac Rumbles, just like once every month, like have like a 5-match card each match, maybe like for like the final 30-45 minutes of each show of a show, once every month, once every 2 months maybe, and just let the Rumbles go out and have like a pay-per-view kind of.
I like the idea. The thing is, it seems like most of the Rumbles are centered around like 2 or 3 characters.
Yeah.
So we maybe would need to get more people that are involved in the Rumble.
Yeah. I mean, who do we have? Obviously, we have Indy and Gary. Then we have I believe
Gary and Briga.
Gary and Briga. Yeah, there's one. Is Charles involved in any like current ones right now?
No, Charles is usually just kind of just doing his own thing.
Yeah, Beast, I'm sure would be in there somewhere.
Ted could rumble with someone. JJ, we need the heels to come out and play.
Any Lowski feuds right now with Lowski?
The only Lowski feud is a common one that we all essentially share, and unfortunately, even though he still watches every show I do and comments on every show, Alan no longer calls in.
Yeah.
Fuck
I think
Alan.
that would have made a great main event.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta hope for the best with Gary here. A lot of people are dissing on my man, but Gary's my man. I love Gary, man. I think he's a very smart fellow.
Love him or hate him, Gary is pure entertainment when he calls into the show.
Of course, yeah. I think he'd be a great main eventer if we ever hosted one of those things.
Well, you know what? Never say never, Jack. It could happen.
Yeah. Thanks for taking my call, man.
You got it, Jack. I appreciate you. Keep up the good work with Connor Long and the Next Gen Jets pod. Jack, Connor, and Chris do a great job with that. Open phone lines for anyone else who wants to call in. We're an hour and 15 minutes into the show. And I haven't played this yet. Over the weekend, Bobby Midnight did a 24-hour stream. And rather than highlight the success of the stream, the only thing coming out of this 24-hour stream that people want to talk about is Charles Gorman calling in live on the air while taking a dump. If you don't believe me, see for yourself.
Hi, Charles.
Hey, guys.
You all dressed up.
He can't stand up. He's taking a shit.
Are you in the bathroom?
Bathroom, bro.
Yes, I'm in the bathroom, Bobby.
Are you taking a dump? Are you taking a dump?
You're gonna have that crap.
That man was way too concentrated.
He couldn't show the fit because his pants were around his ankles.
I'm not having that shit again. Charles, you're not coming in anymore until you get that.
Indubitably.
Yo, he just fucking.
What happened?
He's in the bathroom calling my show again.
I don't want to see that.
Oh shit, man.
Anyway,
I don't come in to take a shit on your show. Charles, do never ever come on my show getting in the crapper, okay?
My bad. Anyway, I just want to stop by and say hi. Sorry about the bathroom incident.
You can't make it up. I mean, the lack of respect showed by Gorman. Like, it was just a normal thing to do to call into one man's YouTube show live from the John. And you know what? A good job by Bobby for putting his foot down and stopping it right away. And also, as we review the tape here, notice you got to give credit to Jets Johnny. He knew right away, right? Some guys are just born with the ability to recognize something happening. Like Jets Johnny, if we're assembling, you know, an Asmaniac football team, I want Jets Johnny in the quarterback battle with Mr. Bonesy because his ability to read the defense, I'd imagine, is excellent. Look how quickly Jets Johnny knew that Charles Gorman was dumping.
Oh. Hey, guys. You all dressed up.
He can't stand up. He's taking a shit.
Boom. Look how quickly that is. That is great situational awareness. Tremendous. Open phone lines for those of you who want to weigh in on this. Your take on Poopgate. This is really Poopgate 2.0. We had Whitegate, which is an extension of Poopgate. So Charles now has called into the Bobby Show while wiping his derriere and while taking a deuce. The height of disrespect that you could do to one man's YouTube show.
Are you in the bathroom?
Bathroom, bro.
Yes, I'm in the bathroom, Bobby.
Are you taking a dump? Are you taking a dump?
You're gonna have that crap.
That man was way too concentrated.
He couldn't show the fit because his pants were around his ankles.
I'm not having that shit again. Charles, you're not coming in anymore until you get that.
Indubitably.
Yo, he just fucking.
what happened?
He's in the bathroom calling my show again.
Even the lane train thinks it's gross. Look at this.
Yeah.
Lane knows.
Anyway,
I don't come in to take a shit on your show. Charles, do never ever come on my show getting in the crapper, okay?
My bad. Anyway, I just want to stop by and say hi. Sorry about the bathroom incident.
He's not really sorry. This is the same guy that a month ago did this.
Charles, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm just working my ass right now.
Okay, that's fine.
Unbelievable. At least Bobby this time was aware and just wasn't just like, oh, okay, that's fine. He's like, no, not again. Ref fan. Normally I can keep it together. I can't with this. It's too funny. Also, the Kyle Clifton glasses. Look at this. These glasses are something by Kyle Clifton, huh? Dana says, I'm actually laughing out loud right now. Lane. Anyway, Tom, don't shit where you eat. Clancy, plop, plop. Dave Brigger, Charles figured he'd kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Like, it's a shame. Bobby Midnight went live for 24 hours, and the only thing people are talking about in the Asmaniac community is Charles Gorman calling in live from the John. Yo Holmes says, who calls in live from Deucetown? Well, we have our answer. Tom A says, Charles had to lean forward and echo. Telltale signs. Look, the blitz pickup by Jets Johnny, immediately recognizing. I mean, he knew. He knew right away. Tom Hayes, 1 dump, shame on you. 2 dump, shame on me. Clancy, Charles, don't give a F. Bonesy, LOL, those were Charles' words. 2 birds with 1 stone. Michael says, Bobby's saying we ain't having that shit. And here's Charles dropping that Cleveland Browns to the Super Bowl. Gary K, you actually hear the kerplunk. You do. I mean, we've never witnessed something like this. Full-on plopping.
Hi, Charles.
Hey, guys.
Are you all dressed up?
He can't stand up. He's taking a shit.
Are you in the
He's
bathroom?
in the bathroom, bro.
Yes, I'm in the bathroom, Bobby.
Are you taking a dump? Are you taking a dump?
You're not gonna have that crap.
That man was way too concentrated.
He couldn't show the fit because his pants were around his ankles.
I'm not having that shit again. Charles, you're not coming in anymore until you get that.
Indubitably.
Yo,
What happened?
He's in the bathroom calling my show again.
Ew. I don't want to see that.
Oh shit, man.
Anyway,
I don't come on to take your shit on your show. Charles, do never ever come on my show getting in the crapper, okay?
My bad. Anyway, just want to stop by and say hi. Sorry about the bathroom incident.
It's unreal. Unreal. And this is a guy, mind you, that's moving in to his own place on Thursday this week. Age 30, Charles Gorman. Own place. Incredible. Bat fella checks in. I see the flatulator is back. I may need to return. King Lowski says, Charles, keep eating all that good home cooking. Dominic says, I take back what I said. It looks like I take back when I said it. Looks like Charles cleaned up his act. For more on this incident, I'm going to go to the only guy that's on hold. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Beast, what do you make of Plop Game?
You know what I do? I don't worry about it. You know, it's business. You know, life is life. Well, I'm not going to, you know, it's a fake phone call. I'm not answering it. They can go fuck themselves.
Whoa.
All right. I'm on a telephone. Can you all wait a minute?
No.
Hey, let me talk to you a little bit later, okay, Chief?
No.
Can you all wait a minute? I'm on a telephone.
This is peak May 19th content with the Knicks not playing till Wednesday, folks.
What'd you say there? I couldn't hear you.
What's your take on Plopgate?
Go ahead. Come back to the show.
Say that again, please. I couldn't hear you.
Are you talking to me or whoever you're on the phone with?
Yeah, I was talking. I was asking you because you asked me something and I couldn't catch it.
Hey, Beast, why are you holding a mic that's not even plugged in?
It's plugged in. You don't see the color there. That's green.
Yeah, but it's not
Ding,
plugged into your
ding.
computer.
Yeah, it's plugged. Everything's been plugged.
No, it's not plugged.
Yes, it is. Everything's
There's no
all plugged.
pluggage. Nope, nothing.
Yeah, there's all plugs. Don't see that? Ding dong.
Yeah, but it's not connected.
See, so does that mean
Okay.
anything? And I just had my pills, and I'm about to go on another podcast in another little bit.
Whose show are you going on? You're cheating on us?
No, I'm gonna go on the Connor show. I've been doing that too. Gotta get these boys pump them up.
What time is the Connor show?
Take a look at your listings there, my friend.
I don't listings.
Yeah, go to your YouTube listings and look at the time slots.
What's
And
your
you don't
take
pay-
on Charles Gorman calling into Bobby's show on the Crapper?
Dude, if you're going to be in the bathroom, do it privately. Don't be an idiot all your life. Charles, come on. If you're going to take a crap, do it in private. You don't have to do it on national TV. That's ridiculous. That's like being on one of those stupid MTV shows. Jesus. And you wonder why we have idiots online nowadays doing dumb things for stupid society. And you wonder why this world's a mess.
When do the listings come out? Is it true Monday morning like Oscar wrote?
You got to go to youtube.com and check the numbers. You got to look at the time slots. If you don't pay attention, then you're not working. Then you're not trying. Take an example. It's called, stay in school and use your head. That's
hey,
all.
Beast, who was that on the other end of the phone call, by the way?
That was Business Associates.
But was it Bobby Beasley?
No, you're wrong right there. Survey says no. And that fraud don't have my number because my number is private. Private only. My phone, my rules. The only people I got on this is business only and business related. Bottom line.
I see.
Now, thank you very much for your time. Let's go to another caller. I don't want to feel like an ass, okay? Go to the next.
You get the fuck out.
All right, let's get back to your calls right now. Joining us today for the first time on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is
Breaker 666. He's the man who would kick your ass, and then he's gobble-goo.
What's up, Beast? How you been?
I'm actually getting a nice relaxation here. I love the smell of a straw hat. Don't you got one of these, Jake? A nice straw hat?
No, I don't have a straw hat.
This is actually good. This is actually a nice good. If you go to Mexico, these are actually really good to wear in Mexico. They're not that bad.
What about in Manhattan?
Gotta be careful. New York is baseball country, and you guys like baseball, basketball, and football, soccer, and also hockey. You guys you like that stuff. And Mexico's a little different. They got their bullfighting, they got their lucha, they got soccer, and they got all the other good stuff down there in Mexico. I would love to go down to Mexico, but unfortunately, gonna have to wait. Gonna have to wait until everything gets under control. I'm sorry. We're going to learn in sign language. You know what we do for sign? You know what the sign language for wait means? We're gonna wait like this. Wait. Yeah, that's sign language. I took that in school as well. I've learned that for many, many years. See, that's why you go to school and you learn these things. If you don't learn these things in time, then you know what you're going to be in life? A loser. That's why dropouts nowadays, they're starting to fall. Kids are picking up their speeds a little bit better. Things are changing. Business is rapidly approaching. Money's coming back in our country. Jobs are appearing. Donald Trump's on the rise, and we're kicking ass, and we're going to do the right thing. And the New York Jets getting this new guy that we're getting from Buffalo. I love it. I'm going to keep the thing going. The positivity's alive.
Hey, Beast, real quick. The Jets didn't sign Amari Cooper, though.
No, the other guy that you posted on there this morning, Amari Cooper, I want him. Bring him in and let him see what he can do to the table. Show us.
Right.
Show us what you can do on the battlefield if you can still go the distance. All you got to do is put your money where your mouth is. Because if you don't have the money for it, then I don't tell you. I'm sorry to tell you that. But the business is going to keep going, and business is going to stay strong.
Hey, do you hear that, Beast?
What?
Do you hear that?
No, I don't.
It's Kyle Clifton music. People are singing along in the chat every time we play the Clifton theme, which is the ultimate testament to an intro.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, we hear you. You've never sounded better.
Well, thank you. So the most interesting thing that I found from Gary's call was his quote, which was friendship with everyone is enmity with God, right? And I think that I looked it up real quick. James 4:4. It's in the context of adultery, like, so it's very specific circumstance that was mentioned. I don't know that it necessarily applies to dealing with people within the community. Is my only point. I don't think that Gary was trying to insult Charles there. I think he was truly trying to dissect the nature of men and women's friendships, or the possibility of men and women's friendships. But it didn't come off that way, right? It came off as kind of like a bullying vibe, which Gary's a lot of things. I don't think he's that, right? He can be strident, he's set in his ways, he's a traditionalist, but I don't think that he was trying to bully Charles in that instance. I think he was trying to get to the bottom of how he could view women and men's friendships equally.
I'm gonna go screw in the block.
Is that fair?
I hear someone in the background. Are your services needed right now?
Well, I was being asked if someone could go out and play, and the answer is always yes. So.
Love it. No, I agree with you. Gary's a lot of things, but I don't think he was bullying Charles there. I think he was just passionate and yelling about stuff, and it came across like
he gets like a dog on a bone, and he won't let it go. Is the way Gary goes, right? Like, he's got something that he wants to get across, and he'll stick with it.
Who do you think hates Gary more, Briga or Indy Jets?
Briga.
Yeah, I thought it was Indy Jets earlier, but they found common ground on the moon landing, so I think it's Briga now.
What can I do for you? Yes, you can. That was number 2 asking me the same question. It's always yes.
It's beautiful outside.
It is beautiful outside. I was trying to get them all to go out, and they were all trying to come in with their friends yesterday. It was a pain. Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing that I was. Listen, it's just a matter of all of us trying to get along here in the community, right? Like, trying to get to understand each other a little bit better, try and show everyone a little bit more understanding. I think that's the key parts of it.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said, Kyle. I'm glad you called back in. This call was one of the best calls you made.
Why, thank you. And I know that you've been kind of hurting for some calls this afternoon, so I figured I'd give you a second appearance. I'll talk to you soon.
Kyle, I appreciate it. Yeah, today's been slow. We've had plenty of interaction in the comments, but like, there are some days. It's always funny, right? There are some days like I have too many calls, and we got to extend the show so much, and there's other days there's no one. So it's hit or miss. But whether you call in or not, if you watch the show, I appreciate it. And most of you don't watch the show live. That's what a lot of people don't realize. 98% of the audience doesn't get to watch the show live. So to everyone who is tuned in live, you are certainly appreciated, and shout out to everyone who listens after the fact. Last chance to get your comment read. We'll end the show with a segment we do from time to time. It's called Ask Me Anything.
It's time for Ask Jake Anything. Ask about New York sports. Can't afford a therapist? Maybe Jake can help. We can even discuss if the moon landing was real. Seriously, ask Jake anything.
Comments, questions, you guys know the deal. Let's see. Rich says, hit the like. Thank you, Rich. Big fella. Kyle Clifton's a gentleman and a scholar. I'm gifting memberships right now, folks. We only had 8 during the show today. We got 2 top new raffle prizes. I'm going to gift the 5 spot right now. All right. So if you want to get a membership, here's what you need to do. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. All right. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you have in your settings that you want to be eligible to receive a gifted membership, because I'm going to gift the 5 spot. So if you get a membership, I'm adding you to the raffle. The top 2 prizes are the Wall Clyde Frazier Knicks jersey and the Broadway Joe Jets jersey. So with that said, I've given everyone enough time to like the video and subscribe. I'm going to gift 5 memberships right now. And I will do it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And blast off. 5 memberships were officially gifted.
Shut up!
The following 5 people are channel members. If you hear your name called, you can thank me. Pay it forward. It's just $5 to gift the membership and get yourself. Oh my God, I already regret this. Alan got a membership from me. This was a colossal mistake. You got to be kidding me, man.
Fuck you, Alan.
Alan is a member. Betpage Chris, Dana, the big fella. At least big fella got a membership. And Betpage Chris. Dana's great too. Ref fan. 4 of the 5 people are deserving. Alan being the first to get a member is incredible, though. You got to laugh at that. All right, wrap it up with your Ask Jake Anything questions. There were some good ones I saw. Let me just scroll up and pull them up right now. Boomtown, on a scale of 1 to hilarious, how funny is it to watch Tavares fail again in Toronto? Love it. The fact that he won nothing when he was there makes me so happy. While the Islanders played in 2 conference finals, Josh Bailey outperformed Tavares in the playoffs. Andy Green scored more Game 7 goals than Tavares ever did. I mean, I love it. I really do, because I'm a very vindictive and petty person. Indy says, Jake, what game will the Pacers win? Indy, the only thing I have to say to you about that is this.
Shut up!
Let's go Knicks, baby. Barbarossa says, Jake, what's the plan if Gorman calls into the show on the can? How would you handle it? You know, I don't know what I would do, Barbarossa. I think I would do what I think is right in the moment. But I don't think you're ever prepared for a man calling into your YouTube show on the can. Big fella says, Jake, what do you think about the Mexican ship hitting the Brooklyn Bridge? How does that happen? Like, seriously, how does that happen? Dylan says, which of the 2 rule proposals do you think has the best chance of being voted yes? I think basically getting rid of the importance of divisions, right? Just doing the best records, then reseeding for the playoffs. I think that is more likely to pass than the tush push. The tush push should not be banned. Just because the Eagles have mastered a play doesn't mean you should take it away from the rest of the league. It's ridiculous. What else we got here? Dominic with a super chat. Hypothetically, what 3 Jet numbers would you retire? My bias choice is Curtis, Corbett. Well, Curtis Martin's number is already retired. No one's worn number 80 since Corbett. It's essentially retired. It's kind of like what the Yankees had with Paul O'Neill until they finally just retired it. They should do that with Corbett at this point. No one's going to wear number 80. Vinny was obviously a fan favorite, responsible for arguably the greatest quarterback season in Jet history. But you're not going to retire Vinny Testaverde's number. Let's see. Sco says, thoughts on the Subway series? I thought it was awesome. I thought it was great. And Soto doesn't look right for what it's worth. And now there's stories coming out from Bob Clappish about how the Mets brass is a little concerned about just how unenthusiastic he is. I thought he was going to go off this weekend because the Juan Soto I watched every game last year with the Yankees would rise for the moment. He was intimidating in the batter's box every time. He doesn't have his swag right now. I'm not saying he won't find it at some point, but he didn't look anywhere like he didn't look like the same guy at all. I was actually shocked. Like, I bet on Soto to hit a home run every game this weekend because that's what he did. Like, he would rise to the moment. He was incredible in the clutch last year. Every at bat was much watched. Even when he wouldn't get a hit, he would still dominate the at bat. You feel like he would always be in control. And I was really surprised watching him like for 3 straight games this week. I'm not saying he won't figure it out. He's too good of a hitter not to, but that was surprising. And if it's true that he only chose the Mets because his family wanted him to go there, but his preference was to stay with the Yankees, which I thought all along, then shame on him. He did it to himself if that ends up being true. Indy says, Jake, pick one. Knicks win it all or the Jets? The Jets. Come on, Indy. But I'm in no position to say, oh, no, I don't want this championship because I'm waiting for – no, I want to see all my teams win, but the Jets are my number one team. Apparently the ship lost power. Dana says, Captain had to be drunk or the power actually went out. Dicker the Kicker, if you weren't in radio or media, what would you be doing? It would have to be something else in sports because it's all I do. Nate writes, an emotional Yankee fans coming out in droves. It kills Nate that the Yankees won the Subway Series. And Nate's trying to deflect, and he'll try and bait Yankee fans. Don't take the bait. Just know that Nate this weekend was down in the dumps. And it's okay, Nathaniel. We're here for you. But I'm not falling for it. Kaiser, Soto took the bag. He has himself to blame. Yeah, I mean, I was shocked the Yankee offer was as high as it was. I didn't think the Yankees were going to go past $600 million, so whatever. And to this point, the Yankees' pivot has been really good. But I still think Soto is going to be Juan Soto. It's going to take a little while. He doesn't look comfortable. Like he's hitting what, like 246 right now? He's got 20 RBIs on the season. And also, I'm sorry, hustle out of the box. That would drive me crazy if I'm a Met fan. He would have beat that. It was a great play by LeMahieu. What was that? I guess in the 8th inning when Soto came up, but that should have been a base hit if Soto's hustling. Ralphie says, do you think McDonald got rid of 99 to make way to retire? I don't think they're going to retire Gastineau. Let me say this. I'll speak for a lot of Yankee fans here. I love the Met fan like trying to like be like baffled that the Yankee fan is going to boo Soto. First off, the fan police out there, let fans boo. It was fun. It was an awesome environment. Juan Soto left. He had every right to do so. But the Yankee fan last year showered this guy with nothing but love. So he left. So he made himself an enemy. They have every right to boo. I don't see the big deal. Like, what am I missing? He left. The Yankees aren't used to players ever leaving them, especially players they want, and they made a great offer. He left. They have every right to boo. They showered him with nothing but love. What do you think? He was going to be praised? They should cheer for him? No, he left. He's the enemy now. That's how it works. The fan morality police out there. Oh, how could the Yankees be so upset and boo them? They're fans. Who cares? It's sports. It's not that serious. It's fun. He's the enemy now. We'll see you later. Like, that's how this works. He chose to leave. Guess what? He's going to be booed every time for the next 15 years he comes back to Yankee Stadium. And you know something's up because he's feeling the heat now, too. He agrees to be mic'd up for Sunday Night Baseball and then backs out 2 hours before after he made the commitment to ESPN to do it, and they promoted it. And then he doesn't talk. He tells the Met PR person he's going to go talk to his family and he'll come back and then answer questions from reporters, and he just bailed. So he's now ducking the media, backed out on being mic'd up. He's feeling it. So he doesn't look comfortable right now. We'll see when that changes. But I know Nate is down in the dumps about it, and that's fine, Nate. But we're going to keep booming Soto. You'll deal with it. You'll be all right. Juan will be okay. He's a big boy. He can go sleep on his pile of cash, but it comes to the territory. Like, he left and he stayed in the same city, so he's going to get booed when he comes back. I don't see the big deal. Every fan's right is the boo. Now, you shouldn't throw stuff on the field, which no Yankee fan did. Like, I was there last night. It was an awesome atmosphere. Like, baseball needs more moments like that where games in May actually feel a lot bigger than they actually are. Garrett says, seemed to me Soto just wanted to get paid. And he has every right to do that, but I'll defend any fan who wants to boo him. And to quote Reggie Jackson, they don't boo nobodies. All right. Let's see. Peter Castro, Judge is great, but can't hit when the lights go on. Big game hitter or not. That's the final thing for him. He's got to have that 2009 A-Rod run, right? Judge has had some moments in the postseason, but it hasn't been enough, and that's the final thing for him, right? He's an all-time great hitter. He's an all-time great Yankee, but he doesn't have the championship yet or the playoff success. That's the missing thing. That's what made Derek Jeter Derek Jeter. Look at his career numbers in the postseason. They're identical to what he did in the regular season. Thunderlips. You see Knicks fans were throwing bleep at Wendy because he didn't pick the Knicks. Yeah, that was ridiculous. And those people aren't Knicks fans. I hate that. Like the people who like those like side talk videos. Everyone's now trying to go viral after these games and do dumb stuff. But like Brian Windhorst is a really good reporter because he picked the Celtics to win doesn't give fans the right to get in his face with a camera and scream at him. I thought that was terrible. Ralphie says, did Soto run out every grounder with the Yanks and now has changed? He certainly ran out more than he did this past weekend. And by the way, on the Judge ground rule double, he should have made that play. In the first inning of the game. Chris says, hit the like button. Thank you, Chris. And we are done here. All right, fun show. Beningo, tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. The return of Joe B. We will ask Joe for his thoughts on the state of the Jets. We'll talk Knicks Pacers and much more. I'm looking forward to it. With that said, I want to thank all of you who watched. Reminder, if you're interested in coming on our road trip to Tampa, I posted information in the Discord today about the party the night before the game. That has been confirmed. We have a spot working with the Tampa Bay Jets fan club. They've been great. More details to come, but some initial Tampa details were posted today under the announcement tab in the Discord to all the Patreon members out there. Again, thank you all. We are back tomorrow. I end the show by playing a clip that's going to be discussed for years to come. Charles Gorman calling into the Bobby Show live from the John.
Hi, Charles.
Hey, guys.
Are you all dressed up?
He can't stand up. He's taking a shit.
Are you in the
He's
bathroom?
in the bathroom, bro.
Yes, I'm in the bathroom, Bobby.
Are you taking a dump? Are you taking a dump?
You're not gonna have that crap.
That man was way too concentrated.
He couldn't show the fit because his pants were around his ankles.
I'm not having that shit again. Charles, you're not coming in anymore until you get that.
Indubitably.
Yo, he just fucking.
What happened?
He's in the bathroom calling my show again.
I don't want to see that.
Oh shit, man.
Anyway,
I don't come on to take your shit on your show. Charles, do never ever come on my show getting in the crapper, okay?
My bad. Anyway, I just want to stop by and say hi. Sorry about the bathroom incident.
Charles, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm just working my hands right now.
Okay, that's fine.
Shut up!
Great show today. Very good.
Shut